Hello, good morning, good evening, whatever's in between. This is Kinunners and I'm back on the Tripoint podcast. It's episode 108. Blaze is not here today. We've had some unfortunate news. He should be back in the next one. So yeah, he's not here today. It's just me. You're gonna have to put up with me for this episode. Unfortunate, I know. Anyway, we have some things to talk about. I don't have anything particularly little to talk about. There's been not much small news on my end. So, we might as well get started, I suppose. There have been a bunch of both rumors and somewhat leaks, as well as official stuff that has come out regarding the Halo campaign evolved stuff, Halo CE remake. Apparently, there are some prequel missions that incorporate some special characters and things like that are otherwise not included in it. So those should be some interesting missions whenever we get to see them fully. Some new ones, something else to go on from the games, I guess, that isn't infinite. Otherwise though, the infinite designs such as the elites, and is it just the elites? I'm not sure. I know it's the elites in particular, but the designs they're using for them in Campaign Evolved are the designs from Halo Infinite. And as far as we all know, they are staying the same. They're not changing. They're remaining the Infinite ones. So that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. I think as a CE remake, I personally would prefer them to be the same designed ones from CE, but apparently the idea is that going forward from Infinite, they don't want to change the designs and they want to keep them all sort of at least similar to keep a sort of sense of continuity, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine, I guess, but I think I'd prefer as a remake that it be the ones that they're being remade from, but what are you gonna do, I guess? I also apologize if you hear outside noises or if I'm particularly echoey. I'm not in the same room that I'm normally in, so I'm sorry. Otherwise, we have seen that there are some official skins for campaign in particular, which are interesting. They've had Fanta promotions and brand deals and things like that, which have shown off different coloured skins. So it won't be, you won't choose your own colours as far as we can tell. It's another one how it kind of works like Infinite, where you unlock them through missions, or there are brand deals, things like that, where they have them as promotional material, which takes me to the next point of, it seems that you might unlock them as it has been confirmed that there are no microtransactions in Campaign Evolved, which is a good thing. So it should mean that unlocking things just comes naturally through the game itself, hopefully. And yeah, apart from that, there's not a whole lot to do. Of course, we still haven't had a bunch of information about it, despite it being however long since it was like released that there was going to be a campaign or a CE remake. But yeah, which a lot of people have rumored, given that there is an Xbox showcase happening in early June, that people think the CE stuff will show up there, and it might be rumored to then release at some point in June or July. I don't know how true that is. We don't know for certain. No one really knows for certain. I think it's possible. Like, there's definitely potential for it to be like that. But I don't know. We have to wait until there is more information on that regard. See what happens there. So yeah, I think that's just about it for all of the actual Halo campaign evolved. The just base game remake without the multiplayer. That's about all we have for information in that regard. Of course, there's been, outside of CE, there have been a bunch of leaks and rumours regarding other things, and sorry, I had to cut back in again. Of course, there have been the rumours and things like that for the remakes of Ocarina of Time in regards to Zelda and its 40th anniversary, and literally just having anything for an anniversary and things like that. There's also been ideas about a new Star Fox coming out soon, which, I mean, I guess it's following the, obviously, the showing off of Fox in the Mario Galaxy movie, because he's there, I guess. Makes sense? I don't know, does it? Does that make sense? I have no idea. We haven't seen the Mario Galaxy movie yet, we've had a bunch of stuff go on. So, I don't know. There's also been potential leaks for a Super Metroid remake in a more pixelated art style, or something like that. I think it was from, they were saying it was from the makers of Dread and things like that. So, that could be interesting. We don't know, we'll have to wait and see, as per usual. So, yeah, new remakes, new games, new things, but all mostly unconfirmed until we hear more information about them, which, I mean, that's how this goes, I guess. It just be like that. Like I said before, with the CE stuff, there is an Xbox showcase happening in June, early June, which should show off some stuff like Gears of War and things like that, and should hopefully show off Halo. Hopefully. If we don't get anything Halo related in that, then I don't know what they're doing. So, guess we'll have to find out. There have been some completely moving topic altogether. Moving back onto the Mario Galaxy stuff, the reviews are in from both audience and critics, and they are staggeringly different, as I think most people expected them to be, with the general critic reviews being around 44-45%, and the average audience review being around the 90-91% mark. So, you know, same sort of thing as always. If it's good or not, something you decide by yourself, I suppose, when you go and see it. Otherwise, yeah, it's the same type of critic and audience disparity as the first movie. And it's happened with the second one, which, I mean, it's not particularly surprising. At least, I don't think it is. But yeah, so, interesting review counts. What are you gonna do, I guess? There have been some more sales and things like that go on with consoles and whatnot. The UK sales for the Switch 2 have gone up 154%, which is a lot. I think it's with the help of Pocopia. It's helped to boost it a lot, which is good. So, yeah, Switch 2 is going up in sales. They're selling more and things like that, which hopefully means more stuff down the line and a potentially better looking future for it. So there's that, and then we've had it released that the PlayStation handhelds are outselling the Series S, the Xbox Series S, which I don't think is that much of a surprise. The Xboxes in general are sort of going downhill, with the Series S in particular, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, PlayStation handhelds outselling Series S. I don't think that's too exciting. I imagine it sounds quite in line with everything we've seen so far at the moment regarding all of that sort of thing. And yeah, I think that's generally it for the sales side of things. Not too much going on. At least not much that we've heard about. So, yeah. Going back to Nintendo for a minute, their patent that they were using against the summoning mechanic for Pokemon related stuff that was otherwise given to them previously, like later, I think at the end of last year or something like that, has since been rejected now. This year, it's been taken off them again. So summoning mechanics should be... Please excuse me if you hear that in the background. The beeping. Summoning mechanics should once again be on the table properly for other games and things like that that happen to use similar mechanics and overall design and things like that in gameplay aspect. So yes, that I don't even know. That's a whole... That entire mechanic is just... It's a rabbit hole and a half. So it's a whole thing. Otherwise though, we have some new news, I suppose, from Bandai in particular. Bandai and Ufotable, I suppose both. On Bandai side of things, they've had the story trailer for Sword Art of Echoes of Aincrad. They released that recently. It showed off some gameplay, it showed off the general story, and it also showed off the different like versions that you could buy, like the deluxe edition and things like that, which has obviously an extra few things in it. It has stuff like the art book and you know, it has like a beanie as well, I think, in it, and a poster and things. So it's got all of its general stuff for its like special edition, and then it has a couple of other editions for it. And yeah, like I said, it was showing off the trailer for the story stuff with a little bit of the combat thrown in there, which looks to me personally like it had a lot of the developers for the Tales of series working on it. It seems, the combat, at least to me, seems very Tales of Arise-like, except it just has a bit more of the anime style thrown in there instead of Tales' more slightly realistic style that they tried to go for with Arise. So that could be interesting. Sword Art could end up playing somewhat similar to a Tales game in that regard, which I personally don't think is a bad thing. I play Tales. But yeah, that could be interesting. Looks like an interesting game, or at least well enough as it could be, given it's once again retelling the story of Aincrad and essentially the first season of Sword Art itself. So yeah, that's interesting. On the other side of things, regarding Tales, Ufotable released their trailer for what they're doing for Tales' anniversary this year that they had previously been hyping up for around a month or so. I think that their initial, not necessarily the drop itself, but the initial trailer for the drop came out about a month ago, and they released what they were doing for it, which appears to be illustrations of like the main cast of characters from, I don't know if it's from across all games or if it's simply just across the games that they helped with in animation and things like that. So yeah, while it should be interesting to see those illustrations and designs come through and to see what, you know, if they give them like a little bit more updated things, updated designs, a bit more high resolution with their stuff, maybe have them in, you know, different outfits or show them in different areas of the games they're from and things like that. Should be nice to see. Of course, it's Ufotable. It's not, you know, they're not going to be the ones who are like making a new game or anything like that, which makes sense. I personally thought that they'd maybe have an OVA or, you know, 20-30 minutes special, or even just an anime adaptation of one of them or something along those lines, instead of just being illustrations. But it is just illustrations, which it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, at least the Tales community is getting something, even though it's not particularly a lot in that regard. But it would have been nice to see a bit more from them. But what are you gonna do, I guess? Especially since they were trying to hype it up for quite a long time like that. It would have been better to see something else, either alongside it or just having something a bit bigger in general, especially because it is Tails' anniversary, even though they are doing the remake project or the remaster project, sorry, and things like that. But yeah, I don't know, what are you gonna do, I guess? Otherwise though, I think that's about it generally. Not much today, and again, it's a light one, Blaze isn't here. And yeah, really, I think that's about it. Either that or I just talk way too quickly. I don't know. I don't know, I guess I don't have much to draw it out with. So yeah, that's the general. I guess I don't have anything else to really say in that regard. Nothing much on my side of things. So I'll go on to the poll. You've had one vote on our poll saying that they knew about the partner preview for Xbox for quite a while, which, I mean, good for them. It was news to me when it showed up. I remember when it actually came out and it was like the first time that I heard about it. But hey, I guess some people heard about it beforehand. Makes sense, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know what today's poll will be about. Maybe something Halo related. Maybe even something Sword Art related or Tales related. Even just anniversary related in general. It seems to be the general consensus of this video, of this episode. So. But yeah, that'll be it for now. Of course, this episode is a light and particularly short one at that. Everything should be back to normal in the next one, except I might still be in this funny room that I'm in. Might still be a little bit echoey here and there. But what can you do, I guess? Yeah, that'll be it for now. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode of this podcast. Thank you for listening. I was about to say watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, everybody.